Congratulations.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Gracie Sutton, and I am Waterloo's academic tutor. I have been working there for about a year, but I just switched over to this new position. I think it's gonna work out. I like it.
Great, thanks, Gracie. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Congratulations, welcome aboard.
Congratulations.
We know this is good.
Glad you're here. Welcome.
Congratulations.
All right, is that everybody?
We do have one long term.
We do?
We do.
Here we do.
Here?
Yes.
All right,
Yes, we do.
The one in
Are they
Mr.
coming up?
Carol,
Yes.
okay.
Carol
I
Matthews.
hope so.
But she is in the crowd?
Yep.
Yes.
Well, tell her to come on up, right?
You haven't approved her retirement.
Oh, we haven't done that
We
yet.
should approve her retirement or. or go back
Maybe.
part of it.
Oh, that wasn't part of consent agenda?
Was it in the consent?
I think it's in the consent.
It wasn't?
It was in the consent agenda item as far as I know.
No.
Sorry.
Was it?
Didn't come through, but we're still gonna take this moment, it's not right in there, but we're still gonna take this moment because Carol has had a stellar career at Monroe Public Schools, and well, we'd love to hear from her, and I think, Carol, if you would step up, we'd like to get some words from you, because, or if you have someone who wants to speak on your behalf. Oh, somebody raised their hand, let's do it.
I think we have a volunteer.
Speech, oh, sorry.
So, I have 32 years with the state. I have, I think, 36 with Monroe. Part of those years I was part-time. Actually, when my son was born and my daughter, when she started kindergarten, I wanted to be a room mom and help out in her school, so I went part-time. So some of those years I've spent about half at Riverside and half at Raisinville, and I'm moving on. So, my last day is December 22nd.
And so don't move on too far, because I know that in the spring, I believe it's right towards the end of May, we have a big ceremony to honor all of our retirees. And so we will be reaching out to you and say, please come.
Okay.
So congratulations on a job well done, and all those years, anything over 30, that's a long career. So thank you for all your service to Monroe Public Schools.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
All right, next on our agenda will be new business. But before I turn it over to Mr. Shaw, I want to provide some background and context to our agenda items. All items on our agendas have either been discussed in depth at a prior workshop and/or have been addressed in our weekly board briefs. So although it might seem like we move quickly through these items, we want our public to know that we have thoroughly done our due diligence and reviewed prior to tonight's meeting. Also, a reminder, all of our workshops are open to the public. So now I will turn it over to you, Mr. Shaw.
So on our, oh, sorry,
That's all right.
wrong tube. So for, first item is that first reading of board policies. So we have 4 policies: 7540.03, student technology acceptable use and safety; 7540.04, staff technology use, acceptable use and safety; 8305, information security; and 8315, information management. These are our first reading, and so with the first reading, the Board of Education doesn't take an action, and a formal action will happen at the next meeting. This provides time for community members or others to talk to the board on these policies. And so for our Board of Education, are there any questions on those 4 policies? Okay. So our next item is.
Right, would be second reading and adoption of board policy. I believe that is still you, Mr. Shaw.
Yes, it is. So on the second reading right here in adoption, these policies will go into effect after the board would take action on them tonight. And so we're recommending to the board to move forward as a second reading with policy 1540, administrative staff reductions recalls, 1615, use of tobacco by administrators, 7370.01, online blended learning program, 3215, use of tobacco by professional staff, 4215, use of tobacco by support staff, 5512, use of tobacco by students, 6460, vendor relations, 7217, weapons, 7434, use of tobacco on school premises, 8300, continuity of organization operations plan, 8531, free and reduced priced meals, 9150, school visitors, 9160, public attendance at school events, and 9700.01, advertising and commercial activities.
Can we get a motion?
I move to approve the listed policy updates per section 3-B.
Support?
Support.
Any discussion?
Isn't it for both of the first readings and second readings? It's not just for B, right? It would be for 3A and 3B with motion?
No.
Just
B.
3B,
Okay.
just the second reading.
Did I fall asleep in the first one? Oh, we don't.
It's all right. Okay,
I'm
can we
awake
have roll
now.
call, please, Jamie?
Yes, Mr. Heck,
Yes.
Mrs. Myers,
Yes.
Mr. Van Washenova.
Yes.
Mrs. Vincent,
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman.
Yes, and the motion passes. That brings us to the 2024 summer work, Monroe High School mechanical upgrade and related work on hard tile. Mr. Shaw.
So at our last board meeting, the Board of Education was presented bid pack 5, and in there we didn't have a quote for the hard tile, and we let you know that that was out for bid and would be brought in front of you. So it is a recommendation tonight that the Board of Education approve for Continental Contracting Company, a quote of $192,900 for bid category 09C, hard tile, $9,645 for general conditions, which is 5% for Clark, $19,290 for construction contingencies. The total bid package for bid pack 5, number B, for approval is not to exceed $221,835 and will be funded from the 2020 Bond Capital Projects Fund.
Can we get a motion?
I'll move to approve the work, tile work, I should say, for high school mechanical operation work, 2024 summer work, I should say.
Support?
I'll support.
Any discussion? Can we have roll call, please, Jamie?
Yes, Mrs. Vincent,
Yes.
Mr. Van Washenova.
Yes.
Mrs. Myers,
Yes.
Mr. Heck,
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman.
Yes, and the motion passes. I believe that brings us to the stadium accessibility improvement and related work at Monroe High School. Mr. Payne.
I apologize, I don't have that in front of me. We're having a little bit of technical.
I'll take care of it for you.
Okay.
Let him take care of the technical,
Had
unless
to
you,
restart the Zoom.
Cassie, you want to run with that one?
I can. Tonight, we're asking the board to move to accept the bid of $118,931 from J.G. Morris Jr. of Groseal, Michigan, for the stadium accessibility improvements and related work at Monroe High School, and reject all other bids. The Building and Site Sinking Fund will provide funding for this project.
Is there a motion?
I move that we accept the bid of $118,931 from J.G. Morris for the stadium accessibility improvement and related work.
Support?
Support.
Any discussion?
Just one question, Dave. Grattan's was the same as something was?
The bidding was, yeah.
He wasn't including anything different.
Kohler requested the write-ups for that spec, so.
This
What a
is,
difference.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
This is only for the home side, correct, at this point? Okay.
Okay.
No.
So,
Oh, no, go ahead, Darrell.
yeah, just, I'm following up, just trying to when we put the package together, it was considerably more than this. So what is included in this? Like, when I'm not a construction person, so when I looked at what is being completed for 118,000, I was confused. It didn't appear to me that it was a stadium that was the accessibility being done, is it?
It's the reconstruction of the stadium. Yeah. It's not the whole new stadium. It's just the front part where they're gonna put footers, then that add-on, then access from the back, and then a path around. So it's not a complete replacement of all of the stadium.
No, I'm aware of that. What I'm talking about is the package that got put forward that we reviewed. Is this, because that was like a lot more than this.
I think this is,
There was-
I'm sorry, Mr. Van Washenova. I believe this is just a piece.
So
as
it's just
we're-
one, so this
It's
is
not all
not
the
going to
components.
complete like okay,
No, this
Like
is
we
like a
had-
phase one project.
Yeah.
okay,
So
okay.
there was already the bleacher actual replacements that was approved by the board, and then this
Right.
is some of the work that it takes to install those.
Yeah, because I kept seeing the
yeah.
concession stand and all that. I'm
Mhm.
thinking, is that coming
No.
first? Is that,
It's kind of
Okay.
weird how we did it. This
Yeah.
actually works needs to be done first.
Yeah.
Before the bleachers.
okay, because in my mind, it goes the other way, but I'm not construction. That's why I don't
I
do
think
that.
we
for a
had
living.
to-
Just bid it backwards, actually, for the way
Okay.
the work's gonna flow, but.
Okay.
I think we had to order the bleacher materials because there's such a lead time.
Okay,
And then Kohler was able to put out the bid for the actual work to be able to install what we've already approved and ordered.
okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
We have roll call, please, Jamie.
Yes, Mr. Heck,
Yes.
Mrs. Myers,
Yes.
Mr. Van Washenova.
Yes.
Mrs. Vincent.
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman.
Yes, and the motion passes. That brings us to coaching resolutions. Mr. Shaw.
I'll take care of that. Mrs. Flynn does apologize for not being here tonight. She wishes she could, but her family needed her. The coaching resolution, sorry. I don't have an ailment, it's the water. Wrong tube, gets me. We recommend to move to approve the above-named coaches for the 23-24 school year as per the MCEA master agreement. And that was Eric Roush, basketball, and Jermaine Drulier for head coach, swim, 7th and 8th grade co-ed.
Can we get a motion?
I'll move to approve the two coaches. as
Support?
recommended.
I'll support.
Any discussion? Hearing none, could we have roll call, please, Jamie?
Yes, Mrs. Vincent.
Yes.
Mr. Van Washenova.
Yes.
Mrs. Myers,
Yes.
Mr. Heck,
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman.
Yes, and the motion passes. That brings us to the Monroe High School band purchase. Mr. Malinopsi.
Thank you, sir. Mr. President, we ask that the board move to approve the purchase of 4 timpani drums and 1 bass drum from Steve Weiss Music at a cost not to exceed $18,522. This purchase will be funded by the high school music budget.
Is there a motion?
Yes, there is. I suggest we move to approve the purchase of 4 timpani drums and 1 bass drum from Steve Weiss Music, not to exceed $18,522. That will be funded by the high school music budget.
Is there support?
I support that.
Any discussion?
We need that.
We
Yeah,
knew that.
we do.
We do. That stuff has been there when Custer was there. Could we have roll call, please, Jamie?
Yes, Mr. Heck,
Yes.
Mrs. Myers,
Yes.
Mr. Van Washenova.
Yes.
Mrs. Vincent.
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman.
Yes, and the motion passes. Let's see, as we have no old business this evening, I will turn it over to Mr. Shaw for superintendent comments.
So just have a couple of items for you. As a reminder, late start tomorrow for teacher professional development. Hall of Fame, for those that are able to attend, is next, the 14th class is next Friday night at Monroe High School. And that's at the halftime of the boys varsity basketball game. And then also in our updates out there, you'll continually see all of the things that are happening with all the holiday events, and that list is big. So you want to be busy every night and maybe twice in an evening, just line up and go. So that's all I have for tonight.
Okay. Darla, do we have any public commentary on any topic?
Yes, we do. I have one slip and I have 2 names on the slip. So did you want to each take 3 minutes or did you want to do it together? Okay. You can come on up to the podium. So I just kind of want to give you some housekeeping things here. So it's 3 minutes. And I have little signs, so I can help kind of keep you on track on that. You can start whenever you're ready.
My name is Diana Vance Lambrook. I'm just here because my granddaughter, I raised my granddaughter, and she rides bus 34. The bus stop where it was, they moved it for some reason. And all the little kids that ride that bus live off of Elkton Road. And alls we're asking for it to be moved up, and they won't do that. Where it was before last year. They, some reason, are having it between these two houses. They're older kids there, but they will not just move it up just a little bit so it's fair for all the families. Mind you, there's only 2 there, and there's 4 down Elkton. Families, that is. And one's not even riding the bus anymore because she had surgery and couldn't walk the distance. Not only that, my young child that rides that bus, where they have it, she's got to go around the corner where there's a wooded area, and a couple of times they dropped her off without me being there and let her walk home by herself. So that's a big problem when you have little kids, and the bus stop is where there's 10-year-olds, and all ours are 7 and under. And I don't know why they just won't move it up just a little bit where the bus stop was. That's our big issue.
And then my name's Deanna Paulin. I have a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. We can see each other's houses from our houses. Historically, the bus stop has been where we could still see it from our houses. Monday, my daughter had a fever. She's 5. My choices had my husband not happen to be home that day, or to leave my 5-year-old home alone, where I couldn't see my house to walk my son to the bus stop, or to leave my 7-year-old to walk himself where I couldn't see him from our home. So I understand that there's a bus driver shortage. That's what they tell us every time we call, that there's a bus driver shortage. Moving the bus stop 150 feet makes no difference to the bus driver shortage, but it does make a difference to our small children.
Not only that, they only have 3 stop for the really young kids, but they have 7 for the older high school kids in our neighborhood. So it doesn't make any sense. And one of the stops they have, because I followed the bus because I wanted to know, is right where the stop is for the little kids, and then where our old stop is, they stop again for the older kids. So why can't, even if they're not willing to move it, why can't they just add that additional stop that they do for the high school?
And when I've asked why it is that it's at that spot, they can't give us an answer. It's not a central location. It's the very edge of the kids who ride that stop. It's at the very edge of where all those kids live, as opposed to in the middle. In the middle of it would make substantially more sense. And the 10-year-olds could still wait in their warm houses and run out just like they do now.
I'd like to thank you both for coming. We take your information, and then they'll kind of go digging for you, and they'll get back to you. Andy will respond to you and get back to you. Is there a contact you would prefer? I'm trying to see whose phone number is it?
It's my phone number and my email.
And so just contact you through this information that you,
Yeah, that's fine.
that work? Okay, thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thanks for coming
Thank
in.
you.
That'll be all.
That's it? All right, is there any board commentary tonight?
Yes. So I would like to start by saying I attended the annual leadership conference up in Lansing earlier in November, and it was phenomenal. I highly recommend, if any of you want to go to next year's conference, I recommend it. I have all of the coursework that I completed when I was there. If you want to peruse and just get an idea of like the topics that were covered, I also have like the general overview of all of the conference offerings that were there as well. MASB, the Michigan Association of School Boards, ran the event, and they had fantastic keynote speakers. And then, as you know, the delegate assembly happens at the leadership conference, so I highly recommend it. MASB also has a winter institute coming up in February, which is all virtual. So if you wanted to sign up for things and attend it from the comfort of your home, you could do that as well. And then I would also like to say that of all of Monroe County, Monroe Public Schools, Bedford Schools, the ISD, Airport, and Jefferson were the school districts from our county that were there. And it was really exciting to see that Southeast Michigan, particularly Monroe County, is kind of taking a more active role in what's going on. And I had my very first meeting with the state level Resolutions and Bylaws Committee, which was really cool. So I am excited to continue that work. And now that I'm sitting on that committee, we now have purview to things that are particular for Southeast Michigan, because on that state level committee, I'm the only person from anywhere remotely close to Southeast Michigan. And I feel like it's an important opportunity for us to not only talk about things that are unique to our region, but are also unique to our particular types of school districts. So thank you very much for supporting me and sending me, and I'm so grateful for that opportunity. And if you want to read through this dictionary of stuff that I brought home, you're welcome to. That's all.
Anyone else?
On that note, and you bring up a very good point of letting people know what's going on and what the board members are being involved in, and there is a community coalition in Monroe, and they've been meeting for about a year. The Board of Education has a representative, me, on that board, on that coalition, and the meetings are open. And it's providing how does the community work together and the resources that you can pull together. So everything that this board is doing, not only in the community and the state level and whatnot, I just think it's really good stuff.
I just want to thank the board for the arrangement and I know some of you attended the funeral for my cousin Laura Ray Burchett, who was the longtime nurse here at Monroe Public Schools. Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, that brings us to our next regular Board of Education meeting will be held on Tuesday, January 9th, 2024. It will begin at 7 p.m. A board workshop session will be held prior to that, and that begins at 5:30. And that concludes our agenda for this evening. Can I get a motion for adjournment?
Is that the organizational meeting?
That's what
Yes. Mhm.
I'll move to adjourn at this point.
Support? Show of hands. The Monroe Public School Board of Education meeting of December 5th, 2023 is adjourned at 7:38.
Oh.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I can't believe we got that right on here in chairs.
Maybe you shouldn't sit so close.